The film opens with Kamal Haasan's beaming voiceover, "Corruption causes cancer. If you want us to cheer for the murder, make us believe it needs to happen."
दौड़ न पाओगे, छुप न पाओगे.
Gentleman, Indian, Onion, Shivaji, and now Indian 2. Director Shankar loves vigilantes because he hates Indians. His vision of our country is so brutal, he thinks we can be straightened out only through fear, like the generation of parents who believe that to spare the rod is to spoil the child. It's a loveless world, and that he has been able to sell this loveless world in the marketplace of ideas for almost 3 decades is a testament to his imagination. This imagination would set his movies apart as quirky or clownish depending on your threshold, seeing dumbbells and bikes and phones turn into a woman, a sort of reverse objectification. Increasingly, this imagination feels like a crutch. That he needs an imagination because his storytelling is withering away, and you can feel Indian 2 withering away with every animated pixel and forceful idea until you're staring at an empty carcass of a film being dragged for a mile and then another mile. The original Indian was an exceptionally complicated film because Shankar took the Abraham Isaac story to its alternative logical conclusion, that in pursuit of justice, of truth, a father killed his own son. Indian 2 takes this complication and asks, what if a whole nation were to sacrifice the person they love for this justice, this truth? It's a thrilling concept. The film opens with Kamal Haasan's beaming voiceover in an advisory warning that corruption causes cancer. It's been more than 2 decades since Senapati, or Hindustani, or Indian if you watch the film in Tamil, disappeared. India is in tatters because of corruption, from education to health, or even getting an Aadhaar card made. The Barking Dogs is an activist YouTube channel run by Chitra, played by Siddharth, and his crew of idealistic but justice-driven youth.
We are just barking dogs.
Disillusioned by the state of corruption, they try to find Senapati by raising a Twitter storm in pursuit of him. Senapati, who fought alongside Subhash Chandra Bose and brought that spirit to the post-liberalized India. Senapati is in Taiwan, where Bose's mysterious flight crashed. He's brought back to India to fight the injustices, but this time he has a 2-pronged approach. He's going to follow the direct vigilante action of Bose's path while he inspires the younger generation to look into their own families and weed out their corrupt fathers and brother-in-laws and mothers using the law without violence. Gandhi's path. Senapati's violence is doused in Shankar's imagination. There are jewel-encrusted turtles crawling on women's navels while they are at sea. There are palatial hideouts made entirely of gold, including a golden commode. And there's also a pursuit in a space chamber with zero gravity. Water, earth, air. Not fire, never fire, because that is how he lost his own daughter in the previous film. Senapati slices them dead using Varma Kalai, a martial arts form, after vast, frustrating stretches of dialogue exchange. None of these confrontations are satisfying because Shankar has forgotten a basic tenet of storytelling. If you want us to cheer for the murder, make us believe it needs to happen. We often find out why these men are being dispensed with while Senapati is acupuncturing them to death. A fatigue falls over the film, even as its messaging feels strangely tailor-made for this moment, with airport ceilings collapsing and a rich Gujarati family getting wedded in grotesque extravagance. This is not helped by the string of civilian arrests, with a slap per scene rate that goes through the roof. Together, braiding Bose and Gandhi, Indian 2 hurtles towards its demise. The demise of not just the film, but the very idea of being a vigilante. Without his usual collaborators like the late writer Sujata and composer A.R. Rahman, his film is out at sea. He did bring in the gifted cinematographer Ravi Varman, who has produced perhaps the most unattractive film of his filmography. The garish lighting, the odd compositions, placing the camera between the siren and the jeep or spinning around it, the repetitive shots of peacocking scale through top shots or swivels. It is as though this scale has come at the cost of beauty, of care. And I feel the same could be said of Shankar's manic imagination. Sometimes an imagination does not need to be tamed. It needs to be asked, why do you exist? Why do I need you? Is it because there is little else? Perhaps.